York, and some of the bridges are impacted.
Oh no, just from the wind?
Yeah, and we were supposed to get 50 to 60 mile hour gusts here today, but I didn't see it looking, I mean, we were used to gusts on sailing. That's a lot of wind, that's a gale. But these were just gusts, not a sustained wind. But I didn't see the trees bending here that
Okay,
much.
guys, we're live. Board members, we're live.
But I didn't see the trees bending here that much.
Guys, we're live. We're live.
Janet?
Yes, we're live on television.
Getting feedback.
We're live.
We're getting some good feedback.
We're live.
Janet?
Yes, we're live on television.
Getting feedback.
Is the feedback on? Everybody, I'm trying to shut off everybody's microphone but me and you. And let me shut my.
Okay. All right, can you guys hear me? All right, here we go. All right, good evening. The meeting will now come to order. This is Jill Spear, Chair of the West Hartford Library Board, and I'd like to welcome you to the virtual November 30th meeting of the Library Board. Because in-person attendance at public meetings is likely to increase the risk of the transmission of COVID-19, this meeting is being conducted in accordance with Governor Lamont's Executive Order Number 7B as extended recently by Executive Order Number 9L, which permits municipalities to conduct meetings virtually. Board members and some library staff are participating via video conference, and members of the public can view the meeting live on West Hartford Community Television or West Hartford Community Interactive, Comcast Channel 5 or Frontier Channel 6098. The meeting is being recorded for on-demand viewing and will be available at the town's library's websites, the town and the library's websites. Because of the virtual formats, there's some operating rules that we need to and procedures that I need to cover before we begin the formal meeting. First, I ask all participants to please mute your devices when you're not speaking. If you wish to be recognized, please raise your hand, and I will call on you. If you are not participating via audio, if you are participating via audio only, or I do not call on you and a debate for a motion has ended, then please unmute your phone or indicate to Janet to unmute your phone and let me know so I can recognize you. Second, pursuant to the Executive Order 7B as expanded by Executive Order 9L, all speakers must state their name and title each time they speak. Third, because of the difficulty in tallying votes on a video conference, I'll require that most votes be taken by roll call. Fourth and last, a reminder that if any participant has problems with their connection, you should immediately call Janet Valensis, whose phone number you were provided earlier. She will let us know, and we will recess the meeting if the problem cannot be resolved. If it can't be resolved quickly, then we will use, you'll be asked to call in via phone and participate via audio only. I'll now call the roll and note staff members who are not present. David Brandwine.
David Brandwine, board member, present.
Gail Crockett.
Gail Crockett, library board member, present.
Ann Donovan.
Ann Donovan, library board member, present.
Kim Cohen.
Kim Cohen, library board member, present.
And Jill Spear, library board chair, present. Thank you all. All right, this evening's virtual special meeting is called to order, and I'm asking for approval of the consent agenda items 3, 7AI, and 7AII. Do I have a motion? Board recognized Gail Crockett. One moment, Gail, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. I, Gail Crockett, library board member, move to approve the consent calendar.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Recognizes David Brandwine.
David Brandwine, library board member, second.
Any discussion? No, we'll move straight to the roll call. Motion made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. David Brandwine.
David Brandwine, library board member, approve.
Gail Crockett.
Gail Crockett, library board member, approve.
Ann Donovan.
Ann Donovan, library board member, approve.
Kim Cohen.
Kim Cohen, library board member, approve.
And Jill Spear, Library Board Chair approved. Motion has been made and passed. The next agenda item is the Chair's report. So I'd like to report that the search committee for the library director continues to be reviewing and interview candidates, and we're moving along in our process. Secondly, I'd like to mention that at the December meeting is an optional meeting on the library board calendar, and we're going to leave it optionally on the calendar so that you will please hold it on your own personal calendars, hold the time, and we'll let you know at least a week and a half ahead of time if we can just cancel that meeting. Often we don't use the December optional meeting. I'm keeping it on the calendar in case there's any business, particularly concerning perhaps COVID or the budget or any upcoming items. So if you don't mind holding your calendars there, that would be easier than trying to schedule a different meeting. And that's the end of the director's report. We have no old business, so the next item is new business. Our first item is the library operating schedule revision for Monday evening hours. The chair recognizes Acting Director Carol Waxman.
Carol Waxman, Acting Director. Numerous libraries across the state are discontinuing or curtailing their in-person services. Out of an abundance of caution, the library has requested that the hours be reduced. Patron utilization has been extremely low, 1 to 3 patron appointments over a 2-hour period, and no children's appointments at the Noah Webster Library on Monday evenings from 5 to 7 o'clock.
Thank you, Carol. So we have we voted on this motion virtually, and now as the board, we need to ratify the motion so that it can be part of the library's board's record. Do I have a move? Can someone move to approve the motion and ratify it? Board recognizes Kim Cohen.
Kim Cohen, Library Board Member, so moved.
Do I have a second? Gail Crockett.
Gail Crockett, Library Board Member, I second.
Thank you. The motion is made. Motion to ratify has been made and seconded, and I'll now call the roll. David Brandwine.
David Brandwine, Library Board Member, approve.
Gail Crockett.
Gail Crockett, Library Board Member, approve.
Ann Donovan.
And Donovan, Library Board Member, approve.
Kim Cohen.
Kim Cohen, Library Board Member, approve.
And Jill Spear, Library Board Chair, approve. All right, thank you very much. Our next agenda item, excuse me 1 second, a little frog in my throat. Excuse me, is the mutual operations policy review. And I'm going to explain what that is. What we did previously since the pandemic began was we reviewed some policies relative to the use of masks, and one of the patron policies was updated. We'd now working with Carol and her staff, we'd like to take a quick look at all our library policies and see if there's any impact on virtual services, if the operation of virtual services has any impact or needs clarification in any of those policies. So this is just a notification in the board. There's going to be a quick review of all the policies to make sure that there's nothing that's been overlooked. And we hope to have something, Carol, maybe by January, right? Unless something is really egregious, and we might bring it to a December meeting. We'll address it at the January meeting. And that is the end of our new business item. The next agenda item is the director's report. The chair recognizes Carol for the current monthly report.
Carol Waxman, Acting Director. In library services to the public, curbside services remain strong in all 3 library locations. We have logged 2,660 appointments so far for November, with a total of 17,212 curbside appointments since last June 8th. The pickup tables will be moved inside on rainy or snowy days. All 3 locations have inside foyers. The service remains contactless for both patrons and staff. Even with all the buildings open for browsing, this service has not decreased, and we expect that it will be in place post-COVID. if the demand is still high. Browsing and curbside appointments remain available with morning and afternoon hours offered. We have eliminated the 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. option for curbside browsing and computer appointments at Noah Webster. With so many libraries closing to the public every day, we felt that this was the best call. So far this month, there have been 963 patrons using services at Noah Webster, 249 at the Bishop's Corner branch, and 163 patrons at the Faxon branch. Copier and fax requests are now serviced by our computer technicians to allow for social distancing. All services are by appointment only, but of course, we accommodate those walking in by making an appointment for them upon arrival if room allows. With the surge in COVID cases statewide, as well as in West Hartford, we are examining the way in which we offer our services on a daily basis. I called and requested a visit to the Noah Webster Library by an official from the West Hartford Bloomfield Health District to make sure that we were in compliance with our safety protocol. We were informed that a plexiglass surround at the children's circulation desk had to be heightened in one area, which is now completed, and that the periodical room on the adult level should be closed to the public, with staff only retrieving magazines for patrons as needed. Since the entire room is comprised of metal shelving, and metal is a serious high-touch surface during COVID, proven to hold the virus for several days, there was no way to completely clean the area after each patron use. We were reminded by the health district official to wipe cart handles, desk surfaces, and any other areas in which multiple staff were in close contact with high frequency. We wipe and clean and wash continuously throughout each day, with the town providing ample cleaning supplies to us. We continue to assist patrons by answering questions via phone, chat, text, and email throughout each day. We offer reference services and book recommendations in all departments, as well as taking phone requests to put books on hold. So far this month, we have prepared 81 new library cards, with a total of 1,145 added since March. Adult programming this month included a program about Social Security, learning about Iceland, preparing for wintertime quarantine, and the cookbook club featured cookbooks of Emeril Lagasse. Children's programming included a ballet theater, pop-up story times, a pumpkin bread cooking show, and in December, we are very excited to offer the Polar Express. We completely filled the registration of 50 children within a few days, a digital dance party to celebrate New Year's Eve, 2 music concerts, virtual of course, and Disney trivia for the entire family. The 4th annual Kindness Project has begun. Collection boxes are in place at curbside in all 3 library buildings. Patrons are asked to donate hygiene products, which will be delivered to the West Hartford Food Pantry and other town locations. The first week, the very large collection box at the Noah Webster Library filled to the top for several days. We also have a community partner who has generously purchased and sent $500 worth of products to us from Amazon. The Kindness Project will soon be a national model as part of the collaborative summer library programs, Child and Wellbeing Committee, of which I am a member. The library website will be unveiled on December 3rd. We are extremely excited. Joe, Adam, Maura, and Kirsten, seeking the input of our entire staff, have worked tirelessly to ensure that this website is friendly to navigate and meets the needs of our users. The end result will be worth the wait. Features will include PayPal opportunities located throughout the website, wherever there is an opportunity to donate. There will be a large reduction in the number of clicks it takes to get to the most important pages. Book carousels will be placed on many pages connected to the catalog so that patrons can always see new books. The homepage will automatically update in real time so that people can click and see if the library is truly open or closed. Videos will be featured on the homepage. There will be an improved organization of research and entertainment databases. A video gallery of virtual programs the librarians are creating will be present. The local history room will get a digital facelift. Children's and teen pages will be completely customized and connected to the library market calendar so that families can click and register upon seeing a program they would like their children to attend, or teens. As part of the library rebranding, there will be new colors, new logo, and new style. The presentation of information to the public will be offered in a clear, clean, and simple way. Town departments have received information about the capital improvement plan requests. Due to the economic impact of the storms and the pandemic on the town of West Hartford, all departments have been asked to request only projects with the most immediate need. I toured the 3 buildings with Robert Palmer, Director of Plant and Facilities. We discussed small projects and repairs that could be completed without identifying them as capital requests. The main request that will remain on the list is the replacement of the windows in the Noah Webster Library periodical room. The windows are dangerously weak and loose. Other projects, such as sound improvements to the main floor, will be postponed to future budget years when hopefully the overall economic condition of the town and the region will improve. Information about preparing the town department budgets will be forthcoming in December. We have received a communication from the Department of Financial Services informing us that as of October 31st, there is an operating deficit of $1.5 million in the present fiscal year budget. This is due to termination pay in all departments, Storm Isaias, the cancellation of paying programs in the town, the pandemic, election expenses, and others. For the second part of this fiscal year, factors such as expenditures for winter storms, the second property tax installment, economic conditions, cost control measures, and public safety overtime will impact the deficit. The library has been asked to contribute $240,000, which will come mostly from the temporary or part-time payroll. We are prepared to do so for the near future as we are working with fewer staff and fewer hours. Joe Cadu, Head of Programs and Publicity, who has worked at the West Hartford Public Library, both full and part-time, for 26 years, will be officially retired December 31st. We thank Joe for his creativity, originality, talent, and memorable programs that include West Hartford Reads, A Song for West Hartford, 2 how-to festivals, 1 World Lectures, art competitions, Make Music Day, Health, Fun, and Fitness, The Trees of West Hartford, Shakespeare Book Club, New Yorker discussion groups, 4 continuing writers groups, and many more. We thank Joe for his service and commitment to the West Hartford Public Library and the town of West Hartford, and look forward to hearing about his future endeavors. For those of us who plan ahead, set goals, seek to accomplish our vision, and work hard to make that happen, we are at a loss right now. Our lives change daily according to what is happening around us. And this is especially true of our beloved library system. We hope to maintain our hours and services, but are at the mercy of a pandemic that has ravaged all that we know. Libraries around us are closing their doors to inviting patrons into their buildings. Members of our town staff are out on quarantine. We remain ready to react using the guidelines from the governor, the town manager, the West Hartford Bloomfield Health District, and to change if and when needed. We know better days are ahead for all of us and remain hopeful. Thank you. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Chair recognizes David Brandwine.
David Brandwine, Library Board Member. Thank you, Carol, for such a complete report. There's obviously so much going on. First, kudos for the Kindness Project. It just sounds like such a wonderful thing going on in these days. Two follow-up questions on the windows in the reading room. I assume that money comes out of the town capital budget, not out of the library budget?
That is correct, David. Capital budget.
Okay. And then another question is, what's been happening with the computer workstations? Are people still allowed to sign up time and come in and use them?
Absolutely. Yes, we have a computer tech on duty at all times. The people enter through the blue back door, they sign in. They are led upstairs where a computer technician greets them, has them sit down, always at a socially distant, and determines what they need, how that computer tech can help. They get the help they need. And we are so grateful to have that happen, because the months we were closed, we received many, many phone calls from people desperate to use computers.
Okay.
So we feel we are satisfying the need now.
Thanks. And then one last question on the budget. Have department chairs been told will there be any different scheduling this year for preparing for next year's budget?
We have not been told that yet. I am in communication with somebody from the finance department who tells me that information will be coming soon, so I don't know any of that yet.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Additional questions or discussions or comments? I have one. I would like to point out and follow up to David's comment on the services that you have open in the hours, Carol. On the library's website, under the hours, when they go look for hours, I love how you've updated the website so it actually says not only each location, Bishop's Corner, Faxon, and Noah Webster, but it also has, computer services, and then it has curbside delivery, and then it has browsing, so that people can see what's available where, when. So that really excellent job. And for those listening in from the public, I'd like to say, reach out and look at that, because it makes it very clear what's available. So thank you for making those changes, Carol.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome.
Chair recognizes David again.
David Brandwine, Library Board Member. Last thing is, I am so excited for the launch of the new website. Thank all. I cannot imagine how much time and how much problems they've come across trying to fix certain glitches. It's taken a long time. I can't wait. Thanks.
Thank you. I will tell the team. Absolutely.
Okay, if there are no more discussion items, that was our last item on the agenda, and I'd like to call for a motion for adjournment of the meeting. Oh, wait a minute, one more thing. The next meeting, just a reminder, is the optional December meeting is December the 4th Monday, scheduled for December 28th. Just a reminder that we'll make the decision of whether we have enough agenda items to have that meeting.
Jill,
7 to 10 days.
The board calendar is not the 28th, it's the 21st.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. My personal calendar automatically puts it on the 4th Monday. Thank you. The 20th.
21st.
21st, rather. Yep, 7 days earlier. Yeah, so we'll move that if we don't, and just have the January meeting if we don't have enough items. So now I'd like to call for a motion for adjournment of the meeting. Chair recognizes Kim Cohen.
Kim Cohen, Library Board Member. I move to adjourn the meeting.
Is there a second? Chair recognizes Gail Crockett.
Gail Crockett, Library Board Member, move to approve the first motion.
And
Adjourn.
Motion has been made and seconded to adjourn the meeting. I'll now call the roll. David Brandwine.
David Brandwine, yes.
Gail Crockett,
Gail Crockett, Library Board Member, yes.
Ann Donovan,
Ann Donovan, Library Board Member, yes.
Kim Cohen,
Kim Cohen, Library Board Member, yes.
and Jill Spear, Library Board Chair, yes. The meeting is adjourned. See you next time. Bye. Thank you all.